Good morning, everyone. Greetings from Calabash, North Carolina. I am Kevin Doherty, and welcome almost to the 2022 annual election period. Some housekeeping items for this webinar. The 30-minute live event is being recorded. The recording will be posted later today on my kmdinsurance.com website. If you are attending the live event, please note all attendees are in a listen-only mode. We will have time for questions and answers after my presentation. If you would like to ask a question, send a comment or request for future webinar topics, please highlight your Zoom control bar, likely at the bottom of your screen, and click Q&A, and you may type your questions. You may type your questions at any time, but I'll address the questions in the order received during the question and answer session. If you're viewing a recording of this webinar, you're welcome to send me an email, kevin@kmdinsurance.com, and of course, I will answer your question or concerns. The annual election period begins October 15th. The annual election period runs through December 7th. If you make a change during this time frame, the new coverage will go into effect for January 1st. The Medicare website has been loaded or updated with 2022 information. So we now have the opportunity to review options for prescription drug plans and or Medicare Advantage plans for 2022. Please note, if you have a Medicare supplement policy in effect, also known as Medigap, excuse me, these plans do not participate with the annual election period. Your Medicare supplement will continue as long as the premium is paid. You do not need to make any changes during the annual election period. If you have a concern regarding your Medicare supplement, if you think perhaps you are overpaying for your Medicare supplements, you may make a change at any time. However, unless you have a special circumstance, your health will need to permit you to make that change. In other words, unless there's a special situation, your acceptance for a Medicare supplement plan is not guaranteed. Now, why is it important to complete a review during the annual election period? Well, the Part D prescription drug plans and Medicare Advantage plans are calendar year plans. So the plans change each year on January 1st. Do not assume that your current prescription drug coverage will serve you well for the upcoming year. Plans change. I'm going to discuss some of the popular companies and significant changes that are happening for 2022. Of course, your medications may have changed as well. So do not assume. You need to verify by completing a review to ensure you're maximizing your savings for 2022. Options for completing a review. Well, you may complete your own review. You may access the Medicare.gov website and complete a review. You may also log in to the Medicare.gov website using My Medicare. Of course, you need a username and password. So if you do not have one, you would register. And by accessing your own My Medicare website, Big Brother is watching. So your medications would load for you. Medicare knows the medications you're taking, it would load for you, and it's a very easy process for you. Keep in mind, however, you may not enroll with a new prescription drug plan until October 15th. The new plan will go into effect for January 1st, and you'd be automatically terminated from the existing plan. Medicare is also available. You could call Medicare and a representative will help you with the review, or you could contact your state health insurance assistance program to speak to a representative. I am also offering to complete a review for 2022. I'm going to be going over the procedure with you. It's important to follow the procedures because of the volume of requests I've received. Last year was a record for me, 632 reviews completed. I believe I've gotten back to everyone except for some requests that came in very late in the season. So if you'd like a review, please follow the procedures I'm about to go over and return the review request form to me as soon as possible. So I'm going to move now to share my screen. And I'm going to bring up my kmdinsurance.com webpage. This is the welcome page. And if you would like for me to complete a review for you, all you need to do is scroll down just a little bit and look for 2022 Part D Prescription Drug Plan Review Request Form and click on the form. Click on the link, excuse me, that which will bring up the form. Now the form is designed to be printed, so you can click your print command and go ahead and print it and complete the form. Of course, I need your name, telephone number, email address. I'd like to know the best time to contact you in case we do need to reach out to you. Very important, the permanent residence zip code. The prescription drug plans are based upon your permanent residency. So if you have multiple homes, the address which is on file with the Social Security Administration must match the address of the prescription drug plan. So if you have a home also in Florida, and that is your permanent residency, you need to list that for me. And I need to point out that I am only permitted to complete reviews in states in which I am licensed. I am not licensed in Florida, for example. So if you have moved your permanent residency to Florida, I will not be permitted to complete a review for you. I have some colleagues, however, if you're interested, to whom I may refer you. Now, if we look down at the arrow here, in order for me to keep up with demand, this is really important. My current Part D prescription drug plan is, now there's a company name, WellCare, Humana, SilverScript, but these companies have multiple plans. WellCare, for example, for 2021 has 6 plans. So I need to know, in order to do a comparison for you, which plan you have in effect. Please don't assume that I know which plan is in effect. I may know if I'm assigned as the agent of record, but you have made a change in the past that I'm unaware of. So complete the company name, United Healthcare, AARP United Healthcare, plan name, preferred, company name, SilverScript, plan name, SilverScript, SmartRx, etc. All of the reviews I complete, I will include the mail order costs for you, and then you can let me know any retail pharmacies which you would like for me to include with the review, whether it's CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, etc. All right, then with the medications, please legibly indicate the medication that you're taking. And new for this year on the form is whether you are taking a tablet or a capsule. Yes, there may be significant price differences depending on whether you're taking a tablet or a capsule. So just circle for me whether it's a tablet or capsule, the dosage, the daily amount, and confirm that it's okay to use the generic. If not, of course, I'll use the brand. So as an example, atorvastatin, which is the generic Lipitor, tablets, 10 milligrams, 1 per day, or 30 per month, and list all of your meds. We've added a different section for lotions and creams. So the medication name, let me know if it's a drop, a lotion, or a cream by circling it. The dosage and how often you're filling either the tube or the bottle. All right, one of the aspects which slows down the process is many people will indicate occasional use or as needed. That's going to slow us down because I need for you to specify how often you're filling the cream, tube, or the bottle. And if it's not listed, it's going to require either Liz or me to contact you to get clarification. And again, that will really slow things down. The form is designed to be printed for a wet signature and a date. Why? Well, we're doing our best to be compliant with HIPAA regulations. Once you've completed the form, you have the option of mailing the form back to me. My address is on page 2 of the form. You can also email it to me or to Liz. But new for this year, we've added some additional security. So back to my web page. This is the welcome page. We scroll down, click here to securely send a document to me. So you may click here after you save the report as a file on your computer, and you can click Browse Files, select the file that you saved for the review request form, drag it here right into this box, and then you click Upload, and your form will be forwarded to me on a secure basis. All right. So let's talk about some of the major changes for this year. Let's take a look at SilverScript. SilverScript SmartRx was a new plan for 2021 and extremely popular. Aetna has acquired SilverScript. So the company name is still SilverScript, but you see the Aetna branding on any documents if you're a SilverScript member. The average monthly premium for the SilverScript SmartRx plan was actually reduced for 2022. I'll scroll down here to the pricing, and you can see if you are a Delaware, DC, or Maryland resident, the cost of the SilverScript SmartRx for 2022 is only $7.10 per month. Now, if you're a higher earner and subject to the income-related monthly adjustment amounts, that is an additional cost. But the premium to SilverScript is only the $7.10. On average, $7.08. The plan has a $480 deductible. The $480 deductible is the maximum deductible a plan may impose for 2022. With SilverScript, the deductible is not imposed on Tier 1 medications, low-cost generic medications classified as Tier 1, not subject to the deductible. If, however, you are taking a medication classified as Tier 2 or higher, the $480 deductible would apply. For example, if you're thinking about the shingles vaccine is a Tier 3 medication, and if you have the SilverScript SmartRx, it would be subject to the deductible. The cost at a preferred pharmacy such as CVS for the Tier 1 is only $1 or $3 for a 90-day supply. This plan works very well if you're not taking any medications. So if you're not taking any medications, but you would like to have a plan in place, even if nothing more than to avoid the accrual of a penalty, this plan will work. This plan will work well also if you're just taking some low-cost generic medications, such as statins for cholesterol or low-cost blood pressure medications. Let's move to Elixir. All right, here is the information for Elixir. A little background. Elixir was formerly known as Envision. I had many clients with Envision, but there was a major change for 2021 with Envision. First was a name change. The name changed to Elixir. For me, the relationship with independent agents was terminated by Elixir. Thankfully, I was able to maintain my relationship for the existing block of business. So if you enrolled with what is now Elixir while it was Envision and I handled the enrollment, I'm still listed as the agent or broker of record for you, and I can help with servicing issues. I can no longer write new business for Elixir. So some major changes with Elixir, and yes, I've received numerous emails already regarding this. First of all, there's a $480 deductible. Again, that's the maximum deductible allowable for 2022. And with Elixir, it's applied to all medications. And perhaps more significantly, the premium has increased significantly. If you are currently with Elixir and a resident of Delaware, DC, or Maryland, your current monthly premium is $15.10. That premium is increasing to $34.90 per month. Now, is it in your best interest to accept this Elixir plan for 2022? I don't know unless I run a review for you, but if you're not taking any medications or you're taking low cost medications, it's likely you would maximize your savings by changing from the Elixir plan. One more to go over, WellCare. Now, a little history with WellCare. 2 years ago, WellCare acquired Aetna's prescription drug plans. Then, to get more confusing, Aetna then purchased SilverScript. But going back 2 years ago, WellCare acquired the Aetna block of business. So for 2 years, there have been 6 WellCare prescription drug plans available. Medicare doesn't like that. So for 2022, 3 plans will be available by WellCare. You see it on your screen: the WellCare Value Script, the WellCare Classic, and the WellCare Medicare RX Value Plus. Now, what you're looking at is the summary of benefits for 2022 for residents of Delaware, Maryland, and DC. So if you are currently enrolled with one of these plans, and if it's in your best interest to keep one of these plans, no action would be necessary. Your plans will continue into 2022, and your premium is listed here. Of course, please take advantage of the review offer so we can ensure it's in your best interest to keep the plans. If you are insured currently with the WellCare Saver, the WellCare Select, or the WellCare Wellness Plan, you will be automatically enrolled, unless you take action, with the WellCare Medicare RX Value Plus. Look at the premium, $68.90 per month. Is it in your best interest to accept this automatic transfer to the Value Plus? I don't know unless I complete a review for you. But I will make the statement that if you're currently well served with either the Saver, Select, or Wellness Plan, and you've had no change in medications, it's unlikely that the Value Plus plan would maximize your savings for 2022. So, folks, I am willing to complete the prescription drug plan and reviews for you again for 2022. It's very important that the forms be completed. Please complete the forms properly, filling in all of the fields. Please check your medications. I'd like to point out that if I have to rerun a review, I don't have the opportunity to save work. I'd have to start over again, and that could lead to a delay in me completing the review for you. So I'm going to move now to questions. Let me see, I'm going to stop the share, puts me full screen, and move over the questions that have come in. Okay. With GoodRx, why do we need a prescription plan? Well, all right, well, GoodRx is certainly a good opportunity for folks to save money. And for some, it's a challenge to accept enrolling in a prescription drug plan because it may not be cost effective at the current time. But if you do not enroll in a prescription drug plan when first eligible, or you drop a prescription drug plan, then a penalty accrues, and the penalty will be assessed if and when you enroll in the future. The penalty is 1% for each month you should have had a plan in place but did not, and you would lock in on a percentage. So if it were 3 years, 36%. The 36% is applied each month to whatever the average premium is. So the penalty amount may change from year to year as the average premium changes, but you would lock in this example on a 36% penalty. Also, you wouldn't have the prescription drug coverage. So if you had a change in health and a more expensive medication was prescribed and not treated well by GoodRx, you're going to pay the full cost out of pocket. And lastly, you would only be permitted, unless you have a special circumstance, to enroll in a prescription drug plan during the annual election period, which, as you know, runs from October 15th through December 7th and assigns a January 1st effective date. So you do run several risks if you do not have a prescription drug plan in place. If you're a higher earner, I know that makes the cost effectiveness less attractive. But if you're not subject to the income-related monthly adjustment amount, you may consider the SilverScript SmartRx plan, $7.10 per month for this year. If you're DC, Delaware, or Maryland, you could still use GoodRx for your savings. Patricia, I hope that answers the question. Peggy, why does Medicare / Social Security make you pay for prescription drugs even if you have a prescription supplement? Well, let's not confuse Medicare supplement with a standalone Part D prescription drug plan. But yes, there are out-of-pocket costs for many medications. Some plans have had zero co-payments for low-cost medications at preferred pharmacies. But yes, actuarially, there's a premium to pay. Higher earners are subject to an income-related monthly adjustment, and most medications have some out-of-pocket expense. Okay, Ann writes, my former employer has stopped offering a United Health Medicare supplement plan, is now only offering a Medicare Advantage plan. I have been told by United Health and local brokers, and everyone says I cannot continue with my existing supplement plan because it is, quote, not an involuntary, unquote, change. Do you have any thoughts? And I'd prefer to discuss that with you. Hard for me to comment. Now, if your health permits, you could choose a Medicare supplement plan by going through the medical underwriting process. But in order to have guaranteed issue, Medicare refers to it as guarantee issue, you would need to be involuntarily losing the coverage. So, and that should apply if you're losing the Medicare supplement coverage and being forced into a separate plan. But, and you're welcome to contact me. I'll schedule time with you. Oh, follow up also, if I'm stuck with the Advantage plan, do I need to get Part D? I don't know. Medicare Advantage plans may or may not include Part D. You need to look at the summary of benefits to ensure that prescription drug coverage is included with the group Medicare Advantage plan. Is it true, even if you are on the PPO plan, you can still only go to Medicare accepting doctors? There is no out-of-network option, no Medicare doctors / no payment for service, all out of pocket. All right, we're mixing a lot of terms there. So Patricia, I believe you're referring to a Medicare Advantage PPO plan. And yes, if you choose a Medicare Advantage PPO and look to go out of network, the out-of-network doctor must accept Medicare, and not all doctors do. And there's a second hurdle to clear for Medicare Advantage PPO. That out-of-network doctor must accept Medicare and must agree to bill the insurance company administering the Medicare PPO. So 2 hurdles to clear. If you're interested, on my website, kmdinsurance.com, last year in November, I held a webinar regarding Medicare Advantage plans. Now, of course, it had 2021 information, but the basics regarding Medicare Advantage plans remain the same. You're welcome to go to my website and review that recording. If there's significant interest, I will hold another webinar in a couple of weeks regarding 2022 Medicare Advantage plans. I have chosen not to write Medicare Advantage plans. I'm a Medicare supplement guy. All right, Max writes, will you assist in changing drug plans? Well, yes, if you complete the form and send it back to me, I'll complete a review. I represent several of the companies, not all. I represent this year Aetna's SilverScript, United Healthcare, Humana, WellCare, and maybe one or two others. But yes, I will be helping with the enrollments. Candidly, that's how I get paid. But if you're well served with a company which I do not represent, I will provide you with the enrollment information and you may enroll directly. Okay, my Part D plan denies my transplant medications, and I've ended up using GoodRx for many. I did protest, but they will not talk to me personally. Should I just get the cheapest plan regardless of my medication? Gary, go ahead and send me in the form. I'll take a look. Many transplant medications are covered by original Medicare, not the prescription drug plan. So if you send me an email, I'll reply with the Medicare link discussing transplant medications. I have been Deborah writes, I have been receiving in the mail advertising about Medicare Advantage plans. What are these and are they a good choice? Deborah, again, you may want to just go to my website, take a peek at my webinar from last year. And if there is significant interest, I'll hold another webinar about 2022 plans. Charlie writes, Kevin, last year you referred us to URL. We have received a letter from them offering to help us. We are in NC. Can you help us with this year? Yes, I'm offering to do the reviews. It was 2 years ago that I used URL, and candidly, it didn't go very well. So I'm back to doing all the reviews. Please repeat how to access the review request form. Just go to my website, kmdinsurance.com, scroll down, and there's a hyperlink with the 2022 prescription drug review request form. Click on it, you can print it, and you'll be all set, Bert. On the form you showed us, how do I enter my current twice-a-year shot for Prolia? Charlotte, check with your doctor. Typically, the Prolia shots, the injections, are covered by Part B, B as in boy, the Part B of Medicare, and therefore you would not need to include it on the form. But you do need to check with your doctor. Prolia is a medication. It could be covered under Part B as in boy or D as in David. It's in your best interest to have the medication treated as a Part B medication. That way, original Medicare and your Medicare supplement will be picking up the costs. Do you still like the AARP Walgreens plan for 2022? Can't answer that, Neil, without completing the review. So it's I represent that particular plan. Will it work well for you? I don't know. And here's Toby. I was waiting for this one. Peter Frampton, yes, too easy. Okay. And on the form, how to indicate preferred pharmacy and 90-day supply. Just write it in. I typically run the reviews with 30 days because not all plans offer 90-day discounts. So using the 30-day supply, I usually have a good feel for all of the plans. Now, when you indicate preferred pharmacy, there's a spot for you to write in 2 pharmacies. So whichever pharmacy you would like. Are you still licensed in Virginia? Yes, Sue, I am licensed in Virginia. Has Medicare increased premium for Part A and Part B? Well, Part A is premium free if you paid sufficient taxes. The 2022 Medicare costs have not yet been released, so I do not know about Part B. I wasn't able to print the form. Could you please allow that again? Okay, Therese, you got me there. Send me an email and I can forward you an attachment, which may be easier to print for you. Stephen writes, WellCare ValueScript PDP plan seems to have a lower cost. Is the coverage by tier similar to the current years? Stephen, I don't know. I need to run a review to answer any questions. If Elixir is current Part D plan and there are no changes to medications, would you expect the change might be beneficial? Rick, I do not know. You need to send in the form and I'll gladly answer that question. How is GoodRx funded? I don't know. I believe it's through their advertising. Happy to see you and Frampton looking well. Thank you, Gary. Michael, my wife currently has WellCare Wellness, assuming the ValueScript plan is best for her. Will she need to apply for that just as she would for a plan from a different company? Yes. And if you complete the form, I'll verify the ValueScript is the appropriate plan.
I represent WellCare and I may help with the enrollment. You mentioned DC, Maryland, and Delaware. What about Virginia? Well, the information is basically the same. The rates may be a little different in Virginia. I am licensed in Virginia. Charles, if you send in the form, I'll run the review and give you the specifics. All right, folks, I'm going to pause here for a second. We are at 9:30. So if you've had enough, please, thank you for your time. Get the forms in and I'll get started. I have about 10 more questions. I'm going to stay on the line for another 5 minutes or so to try and get through these. But again, if you've had enough, thank you for your time. Please send me comments. And if you would like any topics for future webinars, let me know. I just received notice that my Medicare supplement cost is going up again. Is it worth reviewing with you? Steve, send me an email. I'll let you know. Constance, thank you, Kevin, for this new information. I shall be requesting a review of my current WellCare plan. I have had changes in my medicine and would like to understand more about the value plan. Okay. Any dental plans from Medicare? Not original Medicare, Rashid, no. Geraldine, what was the name of the woman who reviewed plans last year? Is she still available to us? Well, you may be referring to my wife, Liz, who is now a licensed representative, but I do the reviews. Liz helps me administratively with the, something goes wrong with a drug plan form. We need additional information. She helps me with my phone calls as well. Rashid, eye care plan. No, Medicare does not provide, original Medicare does not provide coverage for routine eye exams or eyeglasses. Should I still keep the AARP Medicare supplement plan? Probably. Remember, if you'd like to make a change to Medicare supplement, your health must permit. If you're on generic only, is WellCare still a good choice? Probably, but send in the form and I'll answer that for you specifically. If you don't want to make any changes, is there anything we need to do? Well, John, that depends. If your plan is continuing for 2022 and you'd like to stay with it, no action is required. Rita, for Medicare supplement plans, what has been the average increase this past year and what is likely going forward? I can't answer that. Medicare has this nasty tendency of increasing deductibles and co-payments, and that helps increase the costs. Can you type your website address, please? Can I type it? Here, let me go back to share screen and here, share. Okay, my web address is right here, kmdinsurance.com. It's my initials, Kevin Michael Doherty, kmdinsurance.com. All right, let's go back. Okay. Do you do Mutual of Omaha? Well, I represent Mutual of Omaha for Medicare supplement, but not for the drug plans. Do you still represent Cigna? I have never represented Cigna. Would you please repeat the name of your website? Okay, I just did that. Thanks for this very informative program. Just want to confirm one point. The information I received from WellCare is that my current plan is wellness and I'm being automatically moved to value script. They have indicated my monthly premium will go down. Does this sound correct? Well, my understanding is that you'd be moved to the value plus, Sarah, but if you send in the form, I'll run a review and let you know which of the available plans provides the lowest out-of-pocket cost. When is the latest we can send you the form to review and change our Part D plan? That's a difficult question. I'm committing to complete these drug plan reviews. As I mentioned earlier, over 600 were completed last year. I may reach capacity. So the sooner you get the forms in, the better. I may have to cut it off at some point. I don't, like an accountant's busy season, I don't have the opportunity to file for an extension. So I've got to get everything in. All right, I received a waiver from Medicare to pay for one drug at a lower rate through June. If I change plans, will that still apply? Now, if you change plans, you're going to have to get the exception from the new company as well. But I could do a review. Perhaps there's a plan which wouldn't require you to do that. All right, I've got one more minute, and I also see a lot of people writing in the chat box, so I'll review that and get back. Looks like a lot of compliments, so thank you. I don't see any questions, but I'll review it and get back to you via email.
What about Floridians? Well, you're welcome to contact me. I have a colleague licensed in Florida, and he would be more than willing to help. All right. Could you assist in changing Part B Medigap plans if your health permits? Yes. Just a comment, I recently filled a prescription and the pharmacy gave me capsules. I asked for tablets, and tabs are about half the cost of the capsules. Yes, that's sort of a new phenomenon here. All right, a few thank yous. Thank you. Thank you. Did you go over to Augusta? Not yet, but my wife and I will be going there hopefully in April. We've been rescheduled. All right, so just 3 more questions. Is there an additional dental plan available? I'm going to answer that as no. If you're a United Healthcare member for Medicare Supplement at no additional charge, there is a dental discount program available to you, but it's not insurance. You may also consider purchasing separate coverage for dental. I'm not a big fan of dental insurance. I find it to be very expensive with low caps and not protecting us for when something catastrophic happens. When will premiums for Aetna 22 supplement be available? Max, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I believe Aetna typically announces rate increases for July 1st. Are you licensed in the state of New York? No, I am not, Crystal. All right, I'm going to end it there. Again, there's a long string in my chat box. I'll review that and reply via email to anyone who has asked a question. Thank you so much for your time. Let's get those forms in. Let's have a successful annual election period. And I will see you on the next webinar. Thank you.